Wow, guys. Woo, woo, man. I'm watching the stock market crash live. I don't know if you guys are watching it, but right now it's 500 points down, 510 points down. As I was typing, it was only 477. Hey, gang, today we're going to be talking about the economic collapse news. We're going to be talking about the stock market gloom and doom is here. I forecasted this back in 2016, 2017. I told you guys that real estate was the wrong play, stock was the wrong play, gold was the play back in 2016, late 2015, when gold was 1,100 bucks. Everyone laughed at me. Everyone said I was fucking crazy. Well, here it is today. We are watching it live. Now it's 5:13, guys. It's just crashing. And now remember, guys and gang, they have Ghostbusters. They have the people that come and bail out the stock market, right? Over and over. Now, I don't have any proof of that, but we've seen December, November, right? In December, just a few months ago, we had the biggest crash since 1930. Ghostbusters, they call Ghostbusters. They came in, they bought the stocks, they fixed it all up and prop it up a little bit more. Because, in my opinion, and I don't have proof, but we are living in a society of manipulation. Now, the bankers have got caught red handed multiple times. If you don't believe me, fact check it on gold manipulation. Top banking institutions have got caught manipulating the gold. If they're manipulating gold, they're manipulating stocks, they're manipulating as much of stuff as possible. Okay, that's what the whole idea of Federal Reserve is manipulation. That's why the full founders of the Constitution, they didn't want central bankers. It's only later in time, in the 1930s, that they amended the Constitution, they created the Federal Reserve, which is a bank cartel. And since that time, we've been having bust and booms, right? Actually, those guys created a very, very Great Depression to be able to pass that legislation. So now today we're seeing it, right, guys? Wow, it's 5:32, guys. I don't know if you guys can see it. I mean, it's just crashing as I speak, all right? And I forecasted this back in 2016, guys. I said gold is the play. I said real estate is the wrong time to get in real estate. Okay. And now, 2019, everything that I said is coming true. Gold has gone up from 1,100 to over 1,500 an ounce. Real estate is in trouble. And many people, there's a lot of people that actually have YouTube channels and they have bigger followings that got into the real estate business in 2016. Their story is they got into business in 2016. I got into real estate in 2016 because I saw the massive crash coming. And the only reason they're able to extend this such a long time is because of so much manipulation and ghost busting. Now, it's hard to be a forecaster of the trend because there's so much manipulation. If there wasn't the manipulation, it would have crashed right around the time I said we were going to crash. Because of the manipulation, it's hard to know, right? Because they keep changing it up. They keep putting boom, shocking the victim. They keep pumping it with adrenaline. They keep doing all this crazy stuff. But at the end of the day, the victim is going to die, which is the economy, which is the U.S. petrodollar power, because of the economy, because of the amount of debt we have, because of sanctions, because of trade wars, because of our bullying, because of our continuous wars. And as an American that loves America, I only buy stuff that's made in America, guys. How many of you guys are wearing a shoe right now made in America? How many of you guys are carrying anything that's made in America, right? Not many of you guys. You guys can. I choose to buy American made stuff. I don't need a tariff to tell me I don't shouldn't buy at Walmart some cheap stuff. I don't need that. I already figured that out myself. So the point is we should choose because we live in a capital free enterprise what we should buy or not. Big Brother should not be doing that for us because that leads into more problems for you and me because of inflation. because of more printing of money and because of more wars. Because we're in such a bad situation economically, not only America, Canada, Australia. Guys, did you see what happened to Denmark? I just brought it to you. They're using negative rates for mortgages. They'll pay you to get into debt. They'll pay you, man. Listen to what I'm saying. We're at all-time low interest rate in the history of the world. We've never had so much debt from the federal, state, local corporations, individuals. I just brought you that Chase Bank just waived, forgive, erased everyone's debt in Canada on their credit cards. So we're at very, very bad times, no matter what the politician says, no matter what CNN says, no matter what NBC says. Guys, the market is crazy, crazy, and it doesn't take a genius. You don't have to be a genius to realize that the majority of people have to have two jobs in America to be able to pay to live, especially if they're in New York, especially if they're in California, etc. Because a minimum paying job does not cover your bills anymore. It just doesn't cover it anymore. Neither does just one person working. Back in the days in America, you could only have the dad work, and that was enough. You could have a college degree and dad work, mom staying at home, raise their kids, but that was enough. There was a time in America when I first came to America, guys, that you could get 6, 7% interest on the money in your banking account. And I remember being in high school, learning compound interest. And I was doing the numbers like, man, I just need to have $1 million in my account. That was my whole goal because I could live off that money. Today, you have $1 million in your banking account, you're losing money. You're losing purchasing power to go buy this, to go buy this, to go buy whatever you want to buy for your kids and family. The amount in the banking account that says the same exact thing. So that's where they fool you. You look in your bank and you got 5 grand, okay, still 5 grand. But now that 5 grand doesn't buy 5 grand what it did a year ago or 5 years ago. It buys way less, right? Think about what I just said. Think about the people getting on TV saying how great the economics is, where we're actually having the Federal Reserve comes in and they lower the interest rate. Think about the situation where we're giving away money to big corporations to go ahead and buy their stocks to prop up the stock market. We're giving them ultra low interest rates. We're giving them a bunch of tax reliefs. It's supposed to be trickle down effect, but it ain't trickling down. It's trickling, recycling right back into the top management pockets through bonuses and pay raises and etc. So what these things are doing is making the working class American and middle class America evaporate. And how are they evaporating them? Well, the mom has to work, the dad has to work. Now they got to put stuff onto a credit card because end of the month they can't pay all their bills because inflation raising. And people don't even realize that. They say, no, this doesn't happen here in America. Why am I doing this? Because I love America. I don't want us to be in a depression. You know, we used to create stuff in America, right? We used to like, it's hard to find anything that you wear. I promise you, look at your shirt, look at your pants, look at your hat, look at everything, your refrigerator. It's not made in America. It's made in all these different countries. So we used to produce stuff. We don't. Here's what we do today, right? Wall Street knows how to create all kinds of debt instruments. If it's mortgage-backed securities, if it's reverse mortgages, if it's derivatives, it doesn't matter. They created all kinds of stuff. So that's one thing we produce, and we sell out to the whole world, right? The other thing we produce real good is debt. We know how to get into debt, and we sell that same exact seed of subscription to all these countries that, you know what, you don't have to produce. You can just stick your hand out, sign a piece of paper, and be your dreams. Get your little beautiful home and get your little car you don't need and get your extra clothes you don't need just to be a consumer. Forget about working for it. Forget about tying your belt to be your dreams. Forget about sacrifice. Just put it on your credit cards, man. Just go refinance your home, man. See, we've lost the ability to produce. We lost the ability to have imagination, creativity, because we feel like we can just borrow, we can get subsidized. That's the same things happening to American farmers today, right? We are subsidizing their living standards because they cannot sell their products on the market anymore because of tariffs and because of trade wars. So you and I have to pay for them. Eventually, none of them are going to want to produce anything in America anymore. So there goes another industry. I mean, just right now, I just brought to you a couple of months ago, Ford's not going to make cars anymore. They're just going to stick with trucks because the Asian companies are whipping their ass because they make better product. Everyone knows Lexus is better, Toyota is better than the Ford. I like to buy American-made stuff, but I'm not going to put 50 grand on a Ford that's going to break down versus I could put 50 down on a Toyota. I mean, I look around to make sure my stuff is made in America because I love America. Right? I don't shop at Walmart. I don't like to support Chinese-made companies. Now, if they have a great product and it's way superior than American-made, and there's no option, then yes. Or if I have to buy junk for 50, like a Ford Focus or something, and I got to buy a Toyota that's going to be reliable, I'm going to go with that. Now, if there was better solutions in America, then we would. But we're outsourcing all that to other countries, India, Pakistan, China. And now we're mad at China because they're becoming world powerhouse of production. Guess what? We made them the world power of production. We outsource it. Why do we do that? Because we made so much tough laws and regulation that it's hard to make living here. So corporations just leave. I mean, it's hard to buy a shoe that costs $150 and made in America where I could buy another one at Walmart for 20, 30 bucks. That's why people don't do it, right? Why don't? Because so much regulation. I mean, just the other day I saw a poor young black kid get strangled up with two police officers just because he was trying to be an entrepreneur and sell water. For Jesus Christ, dude, just water. Because he didn't have a pyramid. Come on, dude. This is the era we live in. You gotta have a pyramid to be an entrepreneur. Well, everybody don't have the money to get a pyramid. That's why they have to become entrepreneurs so they could build something, but they don't want you to build something. They want you to just have a job. Because they outsource all this shit up to other countries. And now we gotta go to war. Why do we have to go to war? Because we're so in debt. We're losing our US petrodollar world reserve currency. That's why our allies, like Germany, like France, are not coming aboard with the Iran bullshit going on right now. Where before, remember Iraq, everyone was on board with us. Not anymore. So we need war now. They're going to need your kids in body bags. I'm sorry to say that, but war is coming. You can see right now. War is coming. Now it's 583. Guys, you're watching it live with me going down. Going down. When I wrote this, it was 477. Now it's 583. Now war is coming. Who is war coming with? China, Russia, and Iran. Look how many countries we destroyed in the past 3 presidencies. There was a guy on my Instagram feed. He had pictures of different countries, Iraq, Lebanon, and so on and so on. Let me see if I can bring it up for you guys that we've destroyed. Who paid for that? You and I did. We killed millions of people, innocent people, babies. But I tell you who benefited from that. Who do you think? Merchants of death. They benefit from that. Merchants of death benefit. They sell their bombs, they sell their airplanes, they sell their bullets. They're becoming billionaires for trillions of lifetimes for their kids. But they want your kids in body bags and my friends in body bags. Merchants of death, they profit from this. Your average person doesn't profit from that. Apple doesn't profit from that. Your kids in the military don't profit from that. Ford doesn't profit from that. But merchants of death will profit heavily, and they already been profiting heavily from all the wars, all the weapons we sell to the Middle East, all the weapons we sell to all these crazy people. Who benefits from that? The Lockheed Martins benefit. The average person doesn't benefit. You have to work more because there's going to be more inflation. So you got to work. Now your wife got to work, and now your kids got to work too. But guess what? Guess what? You can just sign something, and we'll give you the shit for free. You can pay it later. Because if you don't buy today, the whole thing freezes up. The whole thing freezes up, man. If you don't buy today. If you don't get into debt right now, the whole thing freezes up. That's why in Denmark they're having negative interest rate. You got to get into debt, man. The whole system freezes if you don't get into debt. If you don't consume, if you don't waste your life energy just buying shit you don't need. So the growth annual average for the country can go up. You got to buy. Forget about so much debt. Forget about unfunded liabilities. Think about what I just said, unfunded liabilities. I know teachers that are paying into that retirement, they're not going to get nothing because they call it unfunded. No, motherfucker. They funded it, this shit. You spent their money. You spent their money on wars, on dumb shit. Now all these firefighters, they're not going to have a retirement, in my opinion. Same thing with Social Security. Everyone pays out of their paycheck. They call it unfunded. These people are already paid, man. Unfunded. You spent their money. You gamble with an asset that Wall Street created. Now it's gone. So pain is coming to America. Doom and gloom is already here. But also there's great opportunity in that as well. Now, for the majority of the herd, the majority of the public, the actual working class and middle class, they're going to get boom, and they ain't going to see it coming. But for some of you gang that have been watching me and your self thinkers, there's going to be great opportunity in this crash to be an entrepreneur, to be a real estate investor. There's many different industries you're going to make a lot of money, but a lot of industries are going to shrink up. And I don't think that's a bad thing because we don't need so much consumption. Earth, we're killing it. The animals, we're killing them. We're even killing ourselves because we don't even have enough time to spend with our kids and family because we got to work all the damn time because we can get the next 2.0 or 3.0 or because we have so much debt. Guys, did you see the newest interest rates? Oh my God, dude. I don't have credit cards. I never borrow money from a bank. I just tighten my belt. I sleep on an air mattress to make my dreams come true. I've done that when I graduated high school and I lived in my car to start my business that I made multi-million dollars and owned it for 14, 15 years, which led into my brokerage firm, which I had people older than my grandparents working for me, which then led into rental properties, Mr. Investor. But all that, I never did it from borrowing money or sticking my hand out. I did that by tightening my belt. I did that through educating my brain by just sitting still and imagining and taking risk. Oh my gosh, taking risk. Let me say that again, taking risk. We don't know what risk is anymore. Motherfuckers want to be their dreams and don't want to take a fucking risk. How can you be your dream if you don't want to risk? Life is risk. People are so scared, but they go to high school and then they go to college and they get into debt up the butt and they go work in a cubicle, sit in the traffic, and then skip from job to jobs because they should get paid more. They're always skipping jobs, trying to look for a better job. There ain't no job's going to pay you what you're worth. No job. How do I know? Because I own businesses. And I really paid my people really, really good, and I wanted them to succeed. But guess what? I always won more than they did because I was the boss. I took all the risk. They didn't take the risk. So they could never have as much as I had because I took the risk. So if you want to get more, you got to take a risk. You got to put your money up. You got to put your time up. If you ain't going to risk it, well, other people are going to risk it and you're going to work for them. It's as simple as that. Guys, if you have any questions, comments, you can leave it below. Let's check out the stock market, see where it's at. I'm going to get off my. Woo! Guys, we're hitting 600. It's coming. It's coming, guys. 600 points. Stock, the Dow is crashing. We are watching the Dow crash live today, ladies and gentlemen, live as we're talking. Okay, major crash. I forecasted it in 2016. I came out and I warned everyone. I said, look, dude, it looks really, really funny right now. There's funny money out. Everyone can borrow money. Everyone's buying houses. Everywhere you go, they're building. Everyone's saying your property value is going to go up. Now, in my opinion, 2019 is the best time to get in real estate. Not because it's going to go up, because it's going to go down, right? There's some other guys on YouTube that have great channel. Everyone loves them, but they started in real estate in 2016. See, people love them because they're sheeps, and people relate to that, right? In 2016, I said real estate is wrong play. Gold is the play. Everyone laughed at me. I wonder if they're still laughing. 2019, I'm saying real estate is the play, not because it's going to go up. And this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a CPA. I'm not an attorney. I'm just a refugee to America. But in 2019, real estate's the play, not because the real estate's going to go up, because it's going to be massive cash cow, massive, massive. Why so massive? Because interest rates are at all-time low in the history of America. So I can get a property, and the monthly PITI may be $700 on a $200,000 home, and that property rents for $1,500. So whatever the mortgage is, I'm able to double it. I couldn't do that at any other time in the era. Back in the days, in 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009, I was happy with $200-300 a month positive cash flow. But today, whatever the mortgage is, I could easily get double. Not on every property, not everyone has great credit, but there are interest rates out there ultra low. And here's another good thing. In 2016, I'm sorry, 2006, 2007, there was all these junk loans, like adjustable. Thanks to new laws that were passed after the crash, where some are getting wiped off now, they made it where arms were not permitted anymore. So all these loans are out there now. I can't say all, the majority of the loans that I've seen are fixed, low interest rate. So this is the era of massive cash flow. Okay. Now, I'm not sure if they're going to go up, they're going to go sideways, or they're going to go down. But more than likely, the asset itself will probably go down till things work themselves out, just like the last crash. But while it's going down, for the average person, it may look like a bad deal because, hey, man, this house is what was 100, now it's worth 70, right? However, this asset is still spitting out 5 cows monthly cash flow, one asset. So for the untrained eye, it'll look like a bad deal. But for a pro like myself, I'm going to look and like, oh, this is a hell of a good deal because it's going to be cash flow. I don't care if the house properties go 80% down. As long as rents keep going up because they're printing more money, as long as, what is it called? Inventory, not inventory, supply increases because people are foreclosing their homes or they're losing their homes. And there's going to be more demand for rentals, then I'm totally happy with it. If it goes down 90%, it was kind of like Bitcoin, it was 19,000 people were buying it. When it dropped to 11,000, no one bought it. When it dropped to 10, no one bought it. When it dropped to 5, no one bought it. When it dropped to 3, no one bought it. I was buying all the way through to 3,500. But for the average sheep, they were like, no, that is a very, very bad move when it was worth 3,500. when it was 6,000. But when it was 18, 19, they were like, oh, this is a great deal, right? Because their eyes are not trained to see, right? So interesting times are coming. Ooh, Jesus. We just said 600, guys, 600. Let me see what people say on the chat. Good morning. Carrie Martin says, good morning. After ride is gearing up for war and all matter time. Sad to say. Carrie, I'm sorry to say that too, man, but the war is coming, and I don't want it to be war. I, I want peace. I want free trade. I want prosperity for your kids and my kids, right? I don't want that death or debt. But unfortunately, I think Big Brother is heading towards war with Russia, with Japan, I mean, China, and with Iran. And our bullying and our military complex is just way out of control when we're just in everyone's business and we have massive problems at home and we have massive debt problems from all throughout the government to the country, and we should focus on ourselves first. But yeah, I think war is definitely coming. I never looked at this March of Death. Yeah, and she said that, I never looked at this as merchants of death, but yet Lockheed Martin just hired 1,000 folks in Fort Worth. Guys, Lockheed Martin, in Grand Prairie, I used to have a bunch of rental properties because a lot of my renters were Lockheed Martin. They are in Fort Worth. They used to have one right off of 161. Yes, you're absolutely right. There's now thousands of factories going under, thousands of retailer going under, auto sales are crumb, Nissan, Ford, etc. But Carrie Martin said something perfect. She said Lockheed Martin just hired thousands of folks. Yes, merchants of debt are now going to be increasing hiring because we are going to be in massive wars. I don't want that, and this is just my opinion. I hope it never ever happens because we're dealing with a bunch of psychotic governments all over the world that have nuclear weapons, and with a click of button will kill everything, the planet, animals, every bird, every baby, every doctor, every firefighter, every teacher, every kid. It's just like so psychotic, you know what I mean? It's just makes me want to vomit, dude. Just to think about that, right? It's just like, what kind of, it's like peace. Let's have peace, right? Let's all be able to have free trade because if we don't have free trade, there's not ever going to be peace. Once we deal with people from China and we're working with each other, we're like, hey, they're kind of like us and we're kind of like them. Yeah, their eyes might be squinted and mine is not, and I got a long beard and they don't, whatever. But hey, we start seeing similarities also. They have kids and they want better for their kids and they want freedom. And so, man, when are we gonna, as human beings, realize we're world citizens instead of some territorial that Big Brother drew up on a map and they have us killing each other for it? I don't understand that, man. But good point, Carrie. Uh, good point. Ralphie, thank you for informing. I like to be in your team. I need all the help you can give me. All right, so Ralphie, I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, man. As a refugee to America, my spelling in English is not that great. That said, I still have my dreams because it doesn't matter what your limitations are. In those limitations, there's seeds of greatness in them. Okay. Now, if you want to be on part of the team profit sharing, we meet every Saturday from 10 to 11 to answer all your guys and girls questions about real estate, how to meet sellers, how to talk to sellers, how to structure, how to negotiate. Go to mrnofluff.com. Again, mrnofluff.com, and submit your application to see if you qualify. The catch is not everyone qualifies. Let me just shoot straight with you. We're looking for highly motivated individuals that have positive mindset and are coachable and can take action. We've kicked out a lot of people that didn't have those criteria. I'm sorry to everyone. Some of you guys and gals may be watching. I still have love for you, but I only want to work with people that I know they're going to win. They have a hard desire. I don't want to work with people that just want to stick their hands out and get into debt because there's not much I can do for you because you don't have the calluses to be your dreams. You don't. So I was talking to a student just the other day, and I kicked him out because the guy said he doesn't work good under pressure. I said, what do you mean, dude? If you want to be an entrepreneur, you got to be under pressure, man. I mean, what? That's what life is about. Pressure. It's just the idea of our school system has helped you realize that you can't deal with pressure. I mean, pressure is life. Pressure is evolution. I mean, if you can't deal with life or change or pressure, then you have no business being an entrepreneur, dude. No business. I'm sorry to say that. All right, let's go to YouTube. We got a lot of messages here. Don, what's going on, man? Thanks for leaving a message. Mother of all crashes here, 70% discount coming. Woohoo! Dean, that's right. All right. Soraya, Goldman Sachs approving subprime credit card for new Apple credit card targeting millennials. Guys, man, I'm going to be doing a review on Apple, man. Very disappointed at Apple. Um, Goldman Sachs also said that Bitcoins is the play, which is the report they're giving out to their elite customers. Uh, let's see what else. Dow is down 600. That's right. It's plunging down. The biggest risk is not taking any risk in life. Well said, dude. That is one of the Dean. Thanks for saying that. Um, I can't understand how many people I meet. They're always talking about the risk. Like, hey man, this is so risky. Hey man, this is so risky. Hey, that's the only thing in their front head of their mind. It's risky, man. It's risky. Whatever you say. You say real estate, oh, it's risky. Entrepreneurship, oh, it's risky. Write a book, oh, it's risky. Bitcoin, oh, it's risky. Everything is so freaking risky to them. I mean, guys, I don't know if you know, whenever you drink something, you could choke and die. Whenever you eat something, you can choke and die. That's risky. When you were birthed at your mom's womb, risk started. Actually, risk started as soon as the seed was implemented. You could have died at any moment. So we I, one of the problems that we have here is Big Brother has just beat the shit out of us through propaganda of schools, of the news, that has evaporated the men. Like people are not men anymore. Like the men are not men. They're scared. They're scared. We're just scared. We're just tattletellers and just we want shelter and safety from someone, right? Instead of being our own man and defending our own ground, we're just scared. Just like scared little puppies. And the more educated we become, the more scareder we become because the more thinking we do. And that's one of the things that we teach at Mr. No Fluff Profit Sharing is start where you stand. That means you're not going to be thinking about all the what ifs and what if this. You're just going to start, right? You're going to just start. And yes, you're going to make mistakes, and that's given. Just like there is risk, that's given. When I started making a video, I'm going to make mistakes. There's nothing I can do about it. When I start writing a self script, I'm going to make major mistakes. I'm going to spell wrong. I'm going to not say the right words. So does that mean I shouldn't start? No. It should mean I should start immediately so I could identify these mistakes. I can correct them because if I never start, I just had mistakes in my brain. When I think, what if possibilities, they're not even in the real world. So we live in a society where schools is conditioned us be obedient, which sucks the shit out of your risk abilities because obedience and risk don't go together. Let me say that again. Obedience and risk just don't go together. In high school, in junior high, I was not an obedient kid. I was not an obedient kid, right? I got into fights. I was always in trouble. And they said I was stupid. Well, I never had a job. I never worked for the man. I never had a cubicle. I had multi-million-dollar businesses. I still can't read and spell. But I can tell you, I think the key of success is the disobedience, is to be able to take a risk, right? And I think what makes me successful is that I don't fold under pressure. My game gets better. That's because I'm not thinking. I'm just relaxed and I'm doing. And if I was thinking, I would never be like, I'd be like a deer in the headlight, right? So I don't try to think. When I try to do a sales video, I just turn it on and go. I don't do a preparations. I'm always going live because I can sit here and think about what I'm going to say. I'm going to think too much. I'm going to think myself out of the action. And that's what I see with a lot of my students and a lot of people here is they think themselves out of action. They think themselves out of their dreams. They think themselves out of writing that book. They think themselves out of giving an offer. And then everyone's worried about how they look. They're worried about, is someone's going to throw a tomato at them because they give a low offer. Like, I got so many students who are scared to give a low offer because they say, well, the seller's not going to like me. The seller's going to throw apples at me, Mike. The seller's going to throw oranges at me, Mike. And I'm like, dude, if you want to be your dreams, people are going to throw shit at you. People are going to tell you you're not worth it. People are going to tell you no. People are going to tell you all kinds of shit to sell you out of your fucking dreams because they're negative, because they were not their dreams, right? If you come meet me, I'm going to tell you how you can be your dreams. You meet a negative motherfucker that's not their dream and you're trying to be their dreams, they're going to try to hold you down. That's how life is. They're going to tell you all kinds of shit. They're going to say no to your dreams. You say, can I buy your house at 50 cents on a dollar? Say no. Or they're going to say, this will never work. And they're not even the home seller. They're just someone that doesn't know shit. They're just talking out of their ass. So that said, if you want to be your dreams, you got to be able to have people throw tomatoes at you. You got to have people to laugh at you. You got to have people to call you stupid. And guess what? Guess what? You still got to be able to move forward with your head up and don't give a rat's ass. You got to keep marching forward. And a lot of reasons why a lot of people fail, and they're so much smarter, higher education, is because they care about what people think about them. They care about what people think. They care about what the banker says, what the comedian is going to say, what this is going to say. Man, don't let these people hold you back from your dreams. Don't let the people that are going to, the naysayers to say, hold you back from your dreams. Don't be afraid of what people are going to say because you give them an offer at 50 cents on a dollar. But what you should be afraid about is not starting. What you should be afraid about is not being able to take a risk. That's what you should be afraid about, my friend. Because you can never be your dream if you don't have the courage to risk. You will only be an obedient slave. Because to be an entrepreneur is to be disobedient. Disobedient to the school system, disobedient of getting a job, disobedient of working in a cubicle, disobedient of sitting in traffic, disobedient, and the way I teach it, disobedient to banks. You say, fuck you, man. I don't want your credit card. I don't want your fucking debt. I don't want that 28% interest rate. I don't want an amortization that you get all your money up front. I don't want your reserve mortgage scams. And you're able to create through your imagination versus someone sticking their hand out and signing a little piece of paper and says, look, there you go. Go ahead. You're in debt 200. Go ahead and start a business. That's why 9 out of 10 businesses fail in America and probably many other places that subscribe. Let's see where we are, guys. Well, we're right now at 500. Let's look at gold and see where gold's at. Woo! Guys, gold is, man, it's 1117, guys. 1117, right there. 1117. Gold is 1117. And now, when I was getting into gold, and I made it public for everyone, not financial advice, but made it public for everyone so you could think for yourself. It was at 1100 per ounce. 1100 per ounce. All right, guys. Now let's see where cryptocurrency are at. Bitcoin, 10.5. Just a couple of months ago, it was 3,500. So, in my opinion, it's doing very, very good. Now, am I looking for newer highs? Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's speculation. But I'm happy with just staying where it is right here. Right? You could go up a little bit slowly, that's fine. When it does that parabolic move, and there's going to be a parabolic crash, I just like for it to go slowly up, and that little slowly up is higher than gold, is higher than real estate, is higher than stock market, because that slowly that it goes up is so much faster than any other assets out there, right? And more importantly, it's freedom. It's a separation of religion from the state, and now we're going to have a separation of monetary from the state, okay? Because when the state had religious power, they made us go to war because God said it. And today, they're making us go to war because they're going to pay you some money to be a soldier. So they're going to pay your schools. They're going to pay this, right? And because of money. Now we separate that, less power to the state, less wars, less killing, less inflation, less tyranny, and more freedom, more freedom. And that's what it's all about for the people of the world to have freedom versus tyranny, right? Versus enslavement. Author says, I remember when you told us to buy gold, and I did. Not much, but I did. And there is a report that Goldman Sachs has top investment in Bitcoin. Author, well, I don't give financial advice. I'm just telling you guys what I do. And when I win, I'll let you know. When I lose, I'll let you know. I'm just an open guy. I'm just no fluff, dude, because I freestyle everything. I'm not scripted. I speak from my heart. But yeah, I'm glad you did your due diligence. You listen, you do your own research. I know you said you didn't buy gold, but I'm very confident whatever you invested, it did go up, right? Now, a lot of people said silver, silver. Guys, I own about only 7% silver, right? Has silver gone up? Just a little bit. Has gold gone up? Right? That's why I'm not a fan of silver. And as soon as silver comes up a little bit, I'm just going to cash it out and get into real estate with it because I don't like silver. It's just not something that I like. I like gold. It has more value in a smaller, denser area. Silver, you got to have a lot. And just, I'm not saying silver is not a cool metal. I love silver. I even take correct silver for immune boosting. But I'm saying like silver as an investment is just not my cup of tea. I like gold. I like Bitcoin. I like real estate. I only own 7% silver. And as soon as it comes up, guys, I'm talking about when it goes up just a tad, I'm going to cash it out. Just silver is not my play. People say there's a ratio of gold to silver, blah 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 blah, and that might be, but you know, if I had the choice of buying gold or silver, I'm gonna go with gold. Probably will never buy silver again, but I can never say never, right? But gold is my play. Silver is really not my play. Now, who knows? Silver might hit up $50 an ounce, but still, as soon as it comes up just a tap, I'm gonna cash out and get into real estate. Author, you're hello from Hollywood, California, man. That's a great place to live, man. You the man. What's the weather out there, Author? Now, Author, you should also get into my profit sharing coaching, right? Because I show you how to find these sellers. I got a lot of students in California, how to find these sellers, talk to them, negotiate a deep discount, or negotiate what I call terms where the seller becomes your bank. And right now, as you can see, as the market melts down, in my opinion, not financial advice, that there's going to be a whole lot of motivated sellers out there. Okay, a whole lot. And as real estate starts piling up, which is already happening, I'm already seeing. I have students all over America. They're hitting the streets. They're bringing me deals, and I am seeing it that people are becoming more and more and more motivated. This end the story. I've talking to sellers now that have tried to sell their home 6 months, a year, and a year and a half that haven't been having any success. Guess what? 2 years ago, it wasn't like that, right? Everyone was doing deals. Now, very, very soon, everyone's going to be selling homes, in my opinion. So, guys, one last thing. Don't forget to join me this Saturday in our profit sharing coaching right from your computer. We meet from 10 to 11 Central Time. And in these meetings, you get to work with me, with my other students. You learn from their mistakes. You learn from their successes. You learn them taking actions. We talk about how to find deals, how to structure deals, how to negotiate deals. We do live negotiation. We do live calls. Uh, Everything you need to do deals, because when you cash checks, that's when I cash checks. And this is the best time, in my opinion, to be a real estate investor, not because prices are going up, because in my opinion, prices are going down. They might go sideways, they may go up, but it doesn't matter. There's going to be so much inventory up there that people are going to have a hard time selling. And there's going to be a lot of motivation out there because corporations are going to be letting off jobs, which already have started. People have too much debt. They're going to start defaulting there. They're going to lose all their retirement, equities and stocks, etc. And when they try to sell their home, they're going to realize, oh shit, I don't have that much equity here either. And there's going to be a lot of people going to be walking away from their home. So this is a great time for me. Hope I see you this Saturday. Remember, not everyone qualifies, so apply at mrnofluff.com. Much love. Peace.